In the throes of childhood, the unknown often loomed over me like an ever-present spectre. I spent my nights on Van Siclen Avenue, where the darkness whispered tales of the unseen. The roll of dice next to my bed, sobbing emanating from the kitchen, chains scraping against the floor. These sounds were my lullabies. There was one night each year when my grandmother would perform a peculiar ritual. She'd light candles, fill glasses with water, and lay bread on the table, all as an offering to the departed. This practice, while strange, is one that many continue even today. It was on this Day of the Dead that my room, which I shared with my sisters, became a front row seat to a world unseen. I spent the night under my sheets, petrified as spectral cries filled the kitchen. My pallor probably matched that of our ethereal visitors, my soul soaked in fear. The cries died down with the break of dawn, but my fear, it stayed for years. You might believe that these spectral entities can't touch you, can't affect you physically, but I know otherwise. One night, a jolt from deep sleep had me wide awake. My heart pounded as I saw my sister, barely 5 years old, standing on the inside of our windowsill, her tiny feet on the ledge, hands pressed against the upper window pane. The open window yawned into the dark night, 5 stories above the concrete yard below. My sister seemed to be sleepwalking, her gaze vacant. I slowly approached her, hands trembling, voice barely above a whisper. I asked her for her hand, but she just continued to stare blankly ahead. I reached out, gently pulling her away from the open window. That night, I held her close, a protective barrier against the unseen. The next morning, I was reprimanded for sharing a bed with my sister, but when I explained the events of the previous night, the windows were immediately nailed shut. We still needed air, but we also needed safety. While this tale is chilling enough, there's more. A childhood memory, one that I've kept hidden until now. As a child, I once saw something unexplainable through that same window. A spaceship, it seemed. It just hovered, and then, in a flash, it was gone. No abduction, no close encounter, just a fleeting glimpse. Years later, when I was 18, I experienced another inexplicable event. I was driving from Guayama to Mayagüez in Puerto Rico. It's a journey of about an hour and a half to 2 hours, a route I'd traversed several times before, but on that particular day in January, something strange happened. I left Guayama around 10 in the morning, on a day clear of clouds and full of sunshine. The next thing I remember is seeing a sign that read Ensenada, a place about an hour and 15 minutes away from Guayama, but it was already close to 2 in the afternoon. Somehow I had lost about 3 hours. To this day, I can't explain what happened. Did I get lost, or did something otherworldly occur? I'll leave that for you to ponder. I have more true stories coming, so please like, share and subscribe to my channel.